This is Nana's Kitchen. Come on in. It's so good to see you. Come on in. Today I'm going to talk about Nana's Kitchen while you're just hanging out with me. I'm going to talk about Philly cream cheese flavored cream cheese. There are all these really wonderful flavored cream cheese. I get so excited when I see them. There's a strawberry and a honey nut, and my favorite is a spinach and artichoke. There's a chive and onion one, and these flavored cream cheeses can save your life. They are so easy to use in all kinds of things, and I'm going to share with you today how the spinach and artichoke flavored one saved this Nana's behind big time. And how I'm going to tell you about that is my youngest son, Bill, he got married last August. Well, he was getting married in Key West, and that's a distance from our house here in Florida. So I got real cocky and I thought, oh boy, I'll save money and I'll cater the wedding. I'll put on my apron one minute and then my mother the groom dress the next, and I can do anything because I'm Nana and I'm Superwoman. Well, when I started to put the menu together, I realized that I wasn't going to have my own kitchen. I was going to be somewhere else, and I had to come up with a menu of something wonderful. It had to be like company food, you know, that kind of food that's good, you know, not really necessarily gourmet, but tasty food that I could make easy for 100 people. 100 people. So I found Philadelphia's spinach and artichoke flavored cream cheese. Saved me because I bought 43 of these. Yes, 43. I know. But it was incredible because my mom always made these stuffed chicken breast. And a lot of us have made stuffed chicken breasts through the years and things where you pound the chicken and make it. But I wanted something a little different, a little special. Now, he was getting married in Key West. Now, everybody thinks Key West, they think of key limes. Key limes are those tiny little limes that grow in Key West. They've got all this wonderful flavor, and everybody knows key lime pie. But of course, I want to do something unusual. I want to make the main dish with key limes. So what I did is what I'm going to do for you next. I made stuffed chicken breasts like my mom made using the flavored Philadelphia, because I didn't have to mix it up with all the stuff like she used to take time to do. And this is good. And so I used to use that. And then I made butter crumbs. And these are the breadcrumbs that have key lime flavor in them. So these are the key lime butter crumbs. And so this is true key lime butter crumbs from Key West, Florida. So I made this now a dish from Key West because that's where I was. So what we're going to do is first I'm going to add in some butter in a pan. You heat up the butter. Oh, it's about 2 tablespoons of butter. Now you've got to be careful when you're making these butter crumbs because they go fast. Before you know it, they're frying up. So you melt your butter. And then in here, I took a couple of big fat slices of multi-grain bread. My bakery here has its best bread. It's got 5-grain thing in it. Put it in the food processor, zipped it up until I've got these wonderful breadcrumbs. Threw a little bit of salt in there and pepper. And that's it. These 5 flavored, they're ready. It was easy again. Zip, had the breadcrumbs. So then the butter is sizzling. When the butter's sizzling, you throw in your breadcrumbs. Now, like I said, be careful because this goes fast. The next thing is I got some zest from the limes, the key limes. You know, you shred off that little bit of zesty stuff. I've got about a teaspoon of zest. That's where the flavor really comes from, is the zest. And they're starting to sizzle and pop. And then when you're browning these, you got to keep stirring them and keep turning them. They're going to be making those butter crumbs. Then, your key limes. I got a couple of them. They're little guys. I can see where I scraped the zest off them. Squeeze them in. And they are pretty little, so it takes a couple of them. But there's nothing like key lime flavor. And it's making those butter crumbs. And these are going to coat my chicken breasts. And they've got this wonderful lime flavor from the zest and the juice and the butter that makes them really special. And you can fry up a big pan of butter crumbs. I know, for 100 people, it takes a lot of butter crumbs. And I fry them up like that. Now you can see they're all brown and sizzly, and they smell amazing. You can smell that key lime in there, and they're still sizzling. Now, these are my butter crumbs. There's a lot of flavor with those limes. I just love limes. You've got your crumbs. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make the stuffed breasts. My mom always made these stuffed breasts, and she spent forever making this filling stuff. And you know what? This flavored Philly, it works amazing because you don't have to do that part. I took the breast, I put it between 2 pieces of plastic wrap, give it to the kids and one of those little hammers, pound it out, and they like to, or if you have a lot of aggression, and I'll tell you what, that was a rough weekend. I had a lot of people behind me, and I was like, oh, come on, Nana, come on. I'm like, okay, I'm pounding. I took out all my frustration. But anyway, you pound it out until it's about a ½ inch thick, and then you take that beautiful breast that's been pounded out nice and thin, and when you lay it out, you can put stuff in the middle of it, and that's what's when it's so cool. I chose to use provolone cheese. It added a little bit more cheesy flavor to the inside, another little surprise inside the bundle, so to speak. Piece of that put in there. Now this stuff, I used it right out of the container, just like that. And it's so good because it has everything already in it. Spinach and artichoke. It is perfectly balanced, ready to go. When you buy over 40 containers of this stuff, you have looked at it enough, you know what's inside it. Take a glop of it and put it in there. How easy is that? How easy, I tell you. Then you roll the whole shebang over and stuff it inside there. Then you take that beautiful stuffed piece of meat, it's pounded out thin. I've got a couple eggs in here, and I whipped them up a little bit, just egg. And that's going to make my butter crumbs stick. And then I'm going to drop them in the butter crumbs. And they're still warm. And the butter crumbs go all over my beautiful piece of chicken. Now in the pan, in my glass baking dish, I put a couple tablespoons of butter in there, and I set it in the microwave for a second so it melted. So these beautiful stuffed chicken breasts are going to go into a glass baking dish. After you get that all filled up with 3 of them, you put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 25 to 30 minutes, and they cook all the way nice and through. Watch. Chicken, stuffed chicken with key lime butter crumbs. The wedding was beautiful, and so was the chicken. It was all beautiful. And I came from that ceremony, and we had the food, and the food was coming out of the kitchen, and I was just busy, and all the excitement and everything that happened that day. I got the food all out, and I just stood there finally, and I could breathe. And then it all just kind of soaked in. My daughter came up to me, and she says, Mom, why are you getting emotional? The food is wonderful. It's beautiful. And I said, I know. But your brother's getting married. No, your brother got married. He's the baby. You know, Paula, you have sons. And Philadelphia cream cheese helped me be a great mom that day. And now Philadelphia cream cheese is part of the family because it saved my behind at a very emotional day. And I got to be a great mom. And I made a great dinner. And this is so easy. You're going to want to do this too. And remember, Philly flavored cream cheeses when you're in a bind. Oh, you cut into this stuffed chicken breast and you find the provolone cheese and the big cream cheese gob comes out. Mmm. Key lime butter crumbs. I paired it with some lightly steamed fresh spinach, and I put some of the butter crumbs on it too, and you could just taste that key lime, just a hint on that chicken, and it brings back that day when me and Philly gave my son away, and it was great. So thanks, Paula, and thanks, Kraft, for making these wonderful flavored cream cheese. So I'm a good mom, and now they're part of the family. They can come to Nana's Kitchen anytime. See ya!